I was through sort of day out of school really. In my primary school, last year of primary, our local sports centre do a lot of sort of inclusion days where they get kids in to try loads of different sports, and one of the sports we tried there was judo. And it's something I tried previously sort of 6 years before and done half a lesson and then never gone back. But I thought, I'll give it another go. It turned up, and sort of from there on in really. I tried it first of all because sort of self-defence. I always thought it would be useful to know. I like this individual sport as well. You haven't got to rely on anybody else. It's down to yourself really. And then once I started it, there's a good atmosphere in judo as well. Like within the club, like the club I trained at, it's a very friendly club. There's everyone helped everyone else out, and it was just a good place to go.
I've known Jamie for a long time. He's been on the Wales Judo programme for a number of years. Firstly through his club, My Stead Judo, but more recently as a member of the performance setup here since September 2012.
He's got good determination. He's motivated. Like he'd get up early in the morning and train, whereas I wouldn't. And he eats healthy. His nutrition's good. He's willing to train hard. No matter what you ask him, he'll do it.
Just a quiet kid. It's all you can do, not to blow your head.
Well, it's every day. I'll train it somewhere or another. I'll train ideally 3 gym sessions a week, 2 conditioning sessions a week, and then between 1 and 2 judo sessions a day. Yeah, it's very hard. At the moment where I live in the sports centre, we haven't got anywhere to cook ourselves. All we've got is a kettle in the room, basically. So it's hard to, obviously it's very expensive if you want to eat healthily when you're getting someone else to cook it for you if you're eating out. But the main thing is with the amount of training we do, you haven't got to eat perfectly. You're not going to put on masses of weight or anything. It's just trying to do the best you can with what you've got really. Well, so through Welsh Judo we've got access to sports science and things. We've got a head coach who sort of looks over all the training we do, strength and conditioning coaches, we look after the sort of judo side of things. The university are helpful as well with the high performance programme. We are looked after with anything from sports psychology, physiotherapy, organising sort of trips for backs, things like that. That's all helped out there. Sort of personally, we've got a family, they've helped out massively. Like for me to be able to afford this year of university as well as sport, I've had sort of my gran lending me money temporarily so I can afford my tuition fees for this year, things like that. My parents have put in a lot of time and money into getting me the competitions and things.
We've got a purpose-built dojo here now, okay, with really good space, and that gives us an advantage, especially for sparring. A lot of dojos are quite restricted for space. We can get good numbers on for the sparring, and it really helps the program a lot.
So get up sort of 8 possible, get ready, depending on what time my lectures are, travel over to Uwick for a gym session over there. That'll be an hour and a half of strength work, complexes, various Olympic lifts, things like that. When that's finished, I'm back across to uni, get changed, have a shower in the sports centre first. In uni for a couple of hours, lectures, group meetings, various university stuff really. Then if I've got a gap, go back to the sports centre for midday sort of judo technical training. If, depending on the day of the week, metabolic conditioning circuit there, which is things like rope climbs, back rope training, kettlebells. then probably back to uni again. If it's a coursework season or whatever, I'll be doing some work there for a few hours. About 6 or 7 o'clock, back over to Sport Wales. I'll do a couple of hours of contest training, sort of sparring. That'll be usually about 2 hours worth of training. And then either go into town for some food, come back, go to bed, same again, or like I say, if there's exams or coursework, I'll probably go back into uni for a few hours, and then back home, food, bed, same again the next day.
When you suffer an injury, and you've got a wrist injury at the moment, when you've had an injury like this, or indeed throughout your career, how do you adjust your mentality to cope with it?
Yeah, well that is tough. Like this week, I got injured on Sunday, it's 5 days ago now, and usually you try and sort of just take it up, get on with it, try and put it to the side if it's not that bad. Proved to be worse than I thought. Got it looked at, got told, because I'm supposed to be fighting in Denmark this weekend, and I told them not to bother, but still felt in my head that I could do it. But I ended up in a situation where the coach sort of proved to me that with the test fight situation that I wasn't fit enough to fight this weekend. When it's a competition you've been sort of preparing for a while, you do obviously want to go. It's the first competition that would be, I could potentially qualify my space for the Commonwealth Games. This was obviously one I wanted to compete in. But you have to think at the end of the day, if you go and compete, the chances are against the high level opponents, you won't be able to contend, especially with something like a wrist injury. And you're putting yourself, psychologically that could affect you in a bad performance. So in the end they decided, it's best not to compete.
Injuries are part of the game. It's a bad one, but hopefully long term it's not too serious for him.
If you get an injury on the mat, you often don't even notice it at the time because there's so much adrenaline going through you. I've competed in Commonwealth tournaments before, but they're nothing like the multi-sport Commonwealth Games. The level of judo is a lot higher in the games than there is in the tournament. A lot of countries don't sort of compete if it's too far away. A lot of countries don't get funded to go to the tournament. So it's generally regarded as easier to get a medal in the tournament than the games. And just to experience something like that would be amazing. It's something that I know drives a lot of the players in Cardiff at the moment.
The 66 kilo category is really strong actually in Wales. We've got 2 other guys. Potentially we can send 2 in that weight. So Jamie is 1 of 3 at the moment. So it's going to go right down to the wire. I think for sure he should be in the medals. I think 100% fit, I would have put him as favourite for it. Obviously he's got to work around that injury now.
If you could spit it out, if you could only shout, when you open your mouth, pull the trigger with your tongue, but your heart goes numb. No, you can't make a sound. You can never break the silence.
I mean, he's achieved a lot, so I want to be as good as him and go as far as him, and in the future I want to be in the same position as he is now.
And the attitude that he brings each and every time he comes to training, and yeah, it's a blessing when you've got an athlete that has that enthusiasm and wants to be here.
Dare we mention Rio?
Anything can happen in judo, can't it? In any sport really. Like 4 years is a very long time.